Hello, class. My name is Raquel Lovick. I'm a student at Liberty University, and I am a public health major with a concentration in global health. I did my culture project on malnutrition in North Korea, and I found this interesting because out of all the sickness and disease that I did when I did my research on my culture paper, I was shocked to find out that North Korea had a public health crisis when it came down to malnutrition. So, what I will be talking about today is the improvement of family safety, family quality of care, um, malnutrition, which can deal with being overweight or underweight, and also the different sickness and diseases that are associated with malnutrition, as well as a program that I created to help North Korea. And the program I created was called End the Cycle, based on a $10,000 budget. So basically, the objective is to end the cycle between families, especially children, between poverty and ending starvation, ending because a lot of different sickness and diseases come from being malnourished. So basically, before we start talking about the program, I want to give you some information about North Korea. North Korea is officially the Democratic Republic of Korea. The country is the border of the north of China by Russia, and also is near the Tumik River in the south of South Korea. And South Korea and North Korea are separate, and they really don't associate with each other much. The government is a dictatorship. Um, basically, um, when I did the paper on the Japanese culture of Korea and how the Japanese intervened Korea was when they had a war back in, I believe it was 1950. And then that's when the Japanese people came in. They started adopting some of the culture, some of the customs of modern day North Korea. So, first, I would like to give you some facts about North Korea. The founder and the first leader of North Korea, Kim Won, the country basically has been in the hands of his family. He is the son of his father. Once his father died, he took control, and basically the whole family has been in control for many years. So no other family has been in control over this country, no more than they have. Okay, so basically during the seventh decade, North Korea has been ruled by three generations of the same family, all brutal dictators. Currently, he is 33, and he came into power into 2011 following his father's death. Right now, North Korea has between 150,000 to 200 North Koreans living in prison camps, according to South Korea and the Human Rights Watch. The worst camps are for basically political crimes, um, people that basically just try to test the government. When you're in North Korea, you have to go by all their rules. Also, North Korea, you must abide 28 approved haircuts. Unmarried women must have short hair. Married women have more options. However, they cannot be less than 2 inches long, and older men can have their hair longer than 3 inches, according to the Chinese news website. All legal televisions and radios are controlled by the government, so they control what you watch, what you hear, what you don't hear. The internet does not exist other than for domestic networks. So, if it's not, anything, if you're working with the government, basically you don't get access to the internet. As of right now, um, there was over 2 million people that have died of famine in the 1990s caused by the government, according to the United Nations. And this basically has come from them not planting crops, them not doing farming and things for the people of North Korea. Some people might ask, what is malnutrition? Because some just never maybe heard of it. And it refers to deficiencies, excess, or imbalance of a person's energy intake. Also, some symptoms that come along with being malnourished. You can be overweight, underweight, low energy, low mood, reduced mobility, confusion, and just not getting enough nutrients in the body. Many families that are considered poor in North Korea cannot afford fresh fruits, vegetables, meat, starch, things in order to help in this crisis of malnutrition. So this is why it is a big issue. North Korea was estimated a population of 25 million has experienced ongoing food shortage since the 1990s. Pregnant women, nursing mothers, and children and under the age of 5 are the most vulnerable. They're at risk of becoming malnourished because of lack of vitamins, fats, minerals, protein. Poorly nourished women are likely to be deficient of vitamin and minerals, as well as when they have babies, they have a greater chance of having a low birth weight, and they're unable to produce nutritious breast milk for the babies. Low birth babies are prone to infections such as diarrhea, um, pneumonia, and chronic malnutrition. A combination of undernutrition with other factors like poor health, limited to access to quality care, lack of clean water are caused by 80% of most of the malnutrition of children in North Korea. Malnutrition also, like I said earlier, deals with being overweight as well as underweight. And this also deals with micro as well as macronutrients that are in the body. And basically, how you determine if you're you determine if you are malnutrition or based on you being overweight or underweight is up to your height, weight, whether you're a man or woman, child, all of that plays a big factor into that. And basically, we will talk about why this is a problem. This is a problem because of North Korea's famine, also known as the Icarus March of Suffering, was a period of mass starvation where a general economic crisis between 1994 and 1998 in North Korea, where the economic Soviet Union caused food production and imports to decline rapidly. So with the food not coming in, there was more starvation. Also, it dealt with severe floods and droughts. That also was the cause of it. Also, another cause was because of snowfall that messed up the crops. Weather being below 20 degrees. There were several citizens that died during this time period, and even to this day, it's the same way. Much has not really changed. And it's really a sad crisis that they deal with in this country. So the program that I created was called Break the Cycle North Korea, and I used the acronym SMART. So basically the plan that I would use would be to sponsor different families in North Korea. The family has to be at poverty level in order to qualify. Once they are approved, they will be sent a monthly supply of healthy foods and vegetables for them and, their family until, the cycle is able to end. So next we will talk about manageable. How this project will be manageable is we have a $10,000 budget. I will talk about the budget a little later. This budget will help with supplying the food, shipping the food, getting the food to the people, things of that nature. Also, R will be realistic. I feel like these goals are realistic due to the facts and the data of, malnutrition being a serious public health crisis. Also, attainable. Attainable information deals with the charts, the data, the statistics of dealing with the different types of information that has been in the country as far as nutrition from the very beginning up until modern day. The time frame that I would say we will give this program a year to launch. Once the program has launched, we will do our best to take a survey to see what we can do in order to better it. Since this will be the first year of the program, it will be a test run, and we will say by 2025, we will, take data, facts, statistics to see how much this program has been a benefit and what we can do to improve it, what we can do, to make it better based off of what the people say about it. Next, I would talk about the budget chart. The budget was only $10,000, but I was able to break down what I would use. And like I said, this would be only for year one. So as time would go on, the budget would probably, change due to, cost of living and things of that nature going up. So what we would do is the $1,200 will go towards advertising the program by way of posters, creating a website for the organization, as well as buying T-shirts, pens, and business cards. This will, help pass the word in North Korea and as well as around the world, so that others all over can donate. This will be a global effect for this particular area in North Korea. Next, we will take the $3,500 will go towards the families in need. This will go towards getting boxes, bags, as well as keeping food, preserved, whether we need ice packs or anything of that nature, just making sure that we're keeping the things fresh for the families. Next, we would take $1,000 that will go towards the mail-in surveys, getting them out, so we can see. We would do a questionnaire, but we also would have a section in the questionnaire where the people can tell us what they want and what they like and don't like about the program. Next, for $2,300, we will get an accountant. An accountant will, help us with the finances, show us where we need to spend more money in certain areas and where we need to spend less in order to, so we don't go into a hole. We're going to take $1,000 to just put in a savings for emergencies for any of the other situations that we might need. Like if we need more food, we could take money from that. If we need more money for advertising, we could take that money to put towards it without going into a hole or without borrowing money from another source. Next, we would take $1,000 to pay an epidemiologist to, get the data and the information to us as far as is this program helping or not. And then we would also take $1,000 to upgrade our technology for the program. Basically, now we would talk about solutions to the food shortage. What we would do is we would prepare ready-made meals, as well as doing community outreach. We realize community outreach is one of the number one reasons to help, break the gap between nutrition and non-nutrition. In conclusion, as you can see, malnutrition is a serious health problem in North Korea, and in order we created the program to help eliminate this, as well as, helping the future generations of North Korea so that they could end the cycle. So that'll be all. Thank you.